I'm happy to announce for her adaptTo debut, Sakshi. Welcome on stage. Big applause, please.
Thank you. All right. Well, it's hard to debut after all the OGs. Right, OK. So modern data capture techniques. So how many of you have used AEM forms or heard of it? Show of hands. Cool. And how many of you have created a form? So that's more than what I expected, but good. So you would be surprised to know how many forms you fill in and day out. And there are so many forms. Even if you are selecting a coffee option on a coffee machine, that is a form. So by the end of the session, you will have a few tricks up your sleeves to create a memorable form experience. And, or you will be spoiled as a form filler because your expectations are going to be raised. I'm Sakshi. I'm senior computer scientist at Adobe. I've been with AEM forms for 13 years now. I'm also a PhD scholar, and major being argument persuasiveness, if anybody is interested in that. Okay. So what is the challenge with modern R forms? So there is an 80 to 81% abandonment rate. It's much higher for non-mandated and less works form. And I'm also talking that we have customers who have 90K submissions per month. It's a challenge for them as well. So why it is a challenge? Well, it's yet another task. We have a lot of tasks. Why to fill a form? A lot of cognitive load. So if I have to search for a registration number and fill it on a form, it is too much work for me. It will be time-taking, hard to fill. If I have to always search that how I'm going to fill in the information of a form, I'm going to abandon it. And of course, there are privacy and data security concerns. So I would always be conscious about that my information is not misused, right? So let's go to a data capture evaluation journey. I'm sure you would have seen these paper forms with the pigeon box pattern where each letter would go in one box. We have come a long way from that. So digitization was the first movement where we got a high availability of forms, and it was dynamic in nature, so we were displaying only the relevant information. If I don't have a spouse, I don't get a spouse information section. And pre-fill with what's already known. So if I'm a logged in user, you have an ability to pre-fill the data. But is that sufficient? In this rapidly changing world, no. So we need experience. And there is a very simple formula for that. Security. My information should not be misused. It should be intuitive and inclusive. Thanks, Daniel, for taking the previous session. So it has to be accessible. Multimodal. Multimodality is like form should be available to the form filler in the channel they want. It could be a chatbot, it could be a web channel, or it could be our application. So whatever they want, personalized. So who does not like a personalized experience? So why should form be an exception? Lean, ask only what's relevant, right? And logical, so that I don't have a lot of cognitive load while filling the form. It should be engaging enough so that we don't get the high abandonment rate, and efficient. It should not be time-taking. So how do we do that? We have a few strategies which we can employ to get that simple experience. First one being pre-fill. It feels personalized. So once I'm logged into a site and it already pre-fills my information, it's a personalized experience. It reduces friction and the cognitive load. I don't have to search for those long registration numbers or identification numbers, right? It minimizes the scope of error because I'm not filling it manually. It's already there, whatever was in the system. It's efficient, it reduces a lot of time, and it is consistent. So, for example, there is an address, right? I'm not filling an address in a different way, and I don't have to match whether this was the same address or not. So it leads to a very consistent behavior. So there is a demo, small demo. So here, I am filling a license plate number, and once that is filled, all the information is pre-filled. So this, okay, and there is one more. So here, I'm attaching an image of a damaged car. So it scans the number from the license plate and pre-fills that information, right? The second strategy, capturing using image. So when we talk about image and form, there are two aspects to it. One is pre-fill, which we just saw. The other one is interacting through image and capturing data through that. So what are the advantages of using an image in a form? So it gives a very engaging experience. It's easy to understand. I would like to quote a few research here. So there is visual simulation over text translation allows the brain to consume the material with more consummate ease. So this is, I'm quoting research articles. You will find those in references. Quick filling. So the human brain can process entire images that the eyes see for as little as 13 milliseconds. And now you can compare it to the textual version of that. It would be a lot more time-taking. It's less error-prone. Another research. People following directions with text and illustrations do 323%. Let me repeat that. It's actually 323%. Better than those following directions without illustrations. So there's a lot of research on this. So it's actually a very good way to capture the data. So I'm going to show you a few quick demos. So this is a kitchen configurator example. Whatever I'm selecting here gets selected on the textual section, and whatever I'm selecting in the textual section gets selected on the image. So this is an SVG example. So we have, so all these demos are prepared through AEM forms. These are powered by AEM forms, but you can do it DIY if you want, but it is very easy in AEM forms. My second example is car images. So I have a front and rear image of the car. And if you see, whenever I hover over a vehicle part, it also gives me a tooltip, right? And whatever I select on the first front image, it gets selected on the rear image as well. So it's synced. So all the data is synced between the two images. So even if I don't know the name of the part, I can still select it easily. So if we go to the textual portion of it, this is how you are going to select it with the radio buttons. So you can choose your option. So whatever you select here anyways would get synced to the image, and the data would be captured. So a couple of our customers are using this mechanism. One is in medical insurance, where the form filler can select the injured body part using the human SVG. And another one is in dental company, where they give an option for the patient to select a tooth or teeth. So this highly reduces miscommunication between the patient and the doctor. Another advantage is it is language agnostic. So I am using it daily, day in and day out in Germany to select the option on the coffee machine. So if there was no image, I have to look for Google Translation. It saves a lot of time. So moving on, capturing using chat. So this is another strategy which is very popular in the form these days. So it's an engaging experience. It's simplified, guided, reduces cognitive load. It's a step-by-step process. It's a real-time validation and feedback. It supports quick filling, gives a personalized experience. So this strategy actually reduces a lot of cognitive load. So I have a couple of demos for this as well. So here you see a form. There is a chatbot option above the form. And you can, once you select that, so the forms is moved into a chat interface. So it quickly scans the form and starts asking one by one what is the question. So it asked me to attach a government ID. Once I attach it, it would parse all the information, pre-fill whatever information is available on the driving license, and fill the form. And whatever is left, it is going to ask me one by one. So phone number is one of the options which was left. So it will ask for phone number. And this is a multi-panel form. So there is information filled on the other panels as well. So it will check the other panels, whatever information is left, and this was one of the information. So you can always change the interface. You can have whatever you want. So all this information was pre-filled using that driving license. And now it is asking that if I agree to terms and conditions or not. So if I do a yes, it will give me an option to submit form or preview form. So it could be customized as per the business requirements. So I can quickly review my form. We also have a out-of-the-box review component, so you just put it on the form and it works. So it gives me thank you for submitting the form. And this chatbot could also do speech to text. So you can also get a hands-free experience from here. So this is another demo. How many of you use WhatsApp? OK. So I did search that it was one of the popular format in Europe. So here we are using WhatsApp flow JSON. So the beauty with AIM forms is you author the form once, be it on a form block, be it on EDS platform. We have a universal editor version of it, or be it core component form. There is just one form definition which is powering everything. So one form definition, you can choose your channel, be it a React application, be it WhatsApp flow JSON. So there is a web form which was designed by the author, and this is the WhatsApp channel. So we just extended it. So all your business rules, all the complex business rules which are not supported by WhatsApp flow JSON are being run at the backend. So I'm going to quickly show you the demo. So here you can select the language as well. It could be a multilingual form, and it gives you a very native experience. So if you see, this is the native experience of WhatsApp flow JSON. It is not a different application. It's your same old WhatsApp. And from here, you can actually trigger the form. OTP. So this is how multi-select option look like. And this is how a single select option look like on a WhatsApp. And once you submit the form, it gives you a nice message. So I would like to share a story here as well. So one of our customers introduced this WhatsApp flow JSON, and within 20 days, so it was an extension of their web form. So they already had a web form. They introduced it on WhatsApp, and they got a $1 million business within 20 days of its launch. So never estimate a power of a channel. Okay. Another strategy is having a fun and surprise element. So this keeps a person engaged. So if there is some surprise which could be anywhere on the form, it will always keep you engaged. It creates a memorable form experience. It reduces form fatigue. So if you get a smile during filling the form, it will definitely decrease the cognitive load, and it encourages social sharing. So there is research which says anything which is shared would have a less abandonment rate compared to the one which is not. So it also leaves a positive emotional impact. So who doesn't like these on the form? So you can have a personalized loading icon as well. So if in the form you are asking for a hobbies, and I say it is bowling. So what if on form submission I get a bowling loading icon, or on the panel navigation? And these could be emojis or shade cards for getting the feedback, or wherever you can use it on the form. You can also have sound nudges. That also gives a good thing. Apart from that, you can also have a personalized theme. So if it is Christmas, you can just change the theme in a jiffy, at least for AIM forms, so that works there. Next strategy is security. So security has, again, two aspects. One is from the point of view of form author. The other one is from the point of view of the form filler. So from form author always wants your form to be filled by a human, not a bot. So you have to have CAPTCHA, right? But that does not mean that you are going to compromise on the experience with that. So it's better to use non-interfering secure mechanisms such as invisible CAPTCHA, right? And there are CAPTCHAs available which actually detects browser behavior to detect whether the person is a bot or not, and show the challenge conditionally. So there are many integrations available which are out of the box, like reCAPTCHA, HCAPTCHA, turnstile, depending on your geographical region. You can choose that. The other aspect of security is from the aspect of form filler. So form filler always needs to know how my data is going to be used. So it's better to declare that the purpose of data being captured. And last but not the least, accessibility. I think Daniel emphasized enough that there's a lot of legal compliance which is required for that, or you should have to pay a hefty amount of fine. But it also gives you an increased reach. It creates a positive brand image and also boosts your SEO, which is also important, even for the LLM models to get the interest. So 2 hints of this is, always keep in mind whenever you are designing the form that it should be keyboard accessible, and you should maintain a good contrast at least. So those are 2 things which are commonly missed out, but you don't have to worry about that in any forms. It's all out of the box. So how do we do that? What does form author wants? Should we put all this responsibility on the shoulders of form author? No, we should not. We should have the platform available that supports them to achieve all these strategies nicely. So there are 3 pillars to it. One is generate, activate, and optimize. When I say generate, so it should have AI-enabled capabilities, of course. I should be able to generate the forms easily. So in AIM Forms, we have a quick drag and drop feature. If you have a schema available, you can just push the schema, and it would automatically create a form for you. All the constraints in the schema are directly imported to the form, and you can easily create visual rules, even for the most complex business logic. And accessibility compliance comes out of the box. So this is one of the example. Here I have a task of creating a account opening form. So this is the UE editor version of our form creation. So I'm going to go to the form experience builder here. So I will type in create a form with the personal details form information panel, and it is going to suggest me a few fields. And once I click on apply, it is going to put this form on the page with these fields, with the relevant field types. So if you see here, so these are the relevant field types. Now what if I have designed the form on page? I just scribbled it out on the page. Well, I should be able to use that. So you can either choose a Figma design here or a scribbled out page in not so very good handwriting, and it would still detect the fields which should be part of that panel. So I'm going to type that use this image to create the investment details panel. And it is going to detect all the fields, and once I click on apply, it will shell out the options which I actually listed on the page. And this is one after another. I need to update the layout to wizard. So I can do that through conversation itself. So now it's updated. You can also create rules from that. So if I have a first name and a last name, and I want to append a gmail.com with that, so I can simply write that, and it would create a rule. So this is a visual rule which looks okay to me. I can also see this rule in the rule editor. So this is how you can actually create rules. It would be very simple if you can try it out. Okay. Moving on. Activate experience via EM forms. Automatic document of record generation. So this is a very powerful feature and is quite popular with our form authors. So it is a PDF. So a lot of enterprises have this requirement of archival, or they want to send out the PDF of the filled form once the form is submitted. So this is, you can design your form again in web, and it would automatically generate a filled PDF for you whenever the form filler submits the form. It has options of customization of your company logo and the company name. You can also bring in your pixel perfect form template in case that is the requirement. So I think multimodal form we have discussed earlier as well. So the idea is to design the form once. So all the complex business logic should be visually created once, not multiple times. It's all in sync and should power all the multimodal channels. Integration. So we have a lot of out-of-the-box integrations, including form data model, workflow, CAPTCHA, sign, Power Automate, and there are many more. So I'm not listed everything, but there are many more. Optimize. This is the third pillar. Sorry. This is the third pillar of the form authoring. So once I've created the form, and I'm still not getting the form views, my conversion rate is low, I'm not able to identify and resolve accessibility. So this is where Adobe Sites Optimizer comes in. So this is our plain old Adobe Sites Optimizer UI, and we also list forms opportunities here. So if you see, there is a low conversion rate detected, and so they said that there is a lot of cognitive load with this form, and it gives you a few insights that how you can improve that. It will also give you the variations that how you can improve that. So this is one thing. And the other thing it would do is it would also give you the So these were the couple of variations which were generated. And the other opportunity could be accessibility related. So it can list down all the accessibility issues, and it also has the ability to auto-fix those. And it is not a black box, so you can actually view the fix it is proposing. You can either download it or directly create a PR out of that. So you can download the patch. Or create a PR. And it will be created directly in your GitHub. Okay. Moving on. So key takeaways of this talk. So experience is the key. Simple formula, security, intuitiveness, inclusiveness, multimodality, personalization, lean and logical, engaging and efficient. Right? We need to keep this formula in mind to cater a great experience. And strategies which we talked about. Pre-fill what's already known. Don't put that burden on the form filler. There would be huge abandonment rate in case you do. Capture using image. Very engaging experience. Capture using chat. Very personalized and guided experience with less cognitive load. And fun and surprise element. Make sure that form experience is smooth. It has a positive emotional impact. And it should be secure and inclusive. Okay? And the 3 pillars, generate, activate, and optimize. So I have put in a few references. You can check these out. If you have any questions, I would be here till end of the day. But yeah, thank you.
So I've brought some questions with me.
Okay.
Let's start. First one. Will the image selector be available for on-prem as well? A lot of form customers struggling to migrate into the cloud.
Yes, core component-based forms, it is there. I have put in a link of blog. It's already there, actually. So a couple of our customers, one is on-prem and one is on cloud. They are using it.
Next one is about how can AI-generated forms with multiple fields be mapped to a CRM or third-party service if the form was generated on the fly and not from a schema?
So form is not generated on the fly. Form is always authored in this case. You can have a schema, or you can just create a form. So it does not need to have a schema, but there is a form data model. You can actually map whatever you fill at the backend, and you can have your custom submit action services as well. So
okay.
That
What do you recommend to ensure a single source of truth across all the different channels you showed, like chatbot, WhatsApp, form, and so on?
It is actually single source of truth. So there is only one form authored for all these channels. So that is the beauty. You have to maintain it just once and one form, not the copies.
That sounds great. And the last one, there was a lot of discussion going on already. It was about the example you showed with the license plate. And the question is, isn't that a huge data leak? Potentially, people could try out different license plates and get the results.
Oh, you have to put in the security there. So I did spend a lot of time actually shading that out. So it's the call of the enterprise. So there are services. So you always have to hit a service to get that data, right? So, and if it is a logged in user or you ask a few personal questions before actually providing that, so that guardrail is always going to be there. So it is not going to be pure frictionless because it is going to be misused otherwise. But once you have logged in through OTP or any version, you know that this is the person. So, yeah.
Good to know. Sakshi, thanks for your presentation.
Thank you.